welcome to Show Love. I'm Bronwyn Murphy. Today I'm lucky enough to be joined by a lady who is not only a dating expert, you know how I love love, but is also a big advocate for mental health. Welcome, Lady Nadia Essex.
Hello.
Thank you so much for doing
What an intro.
this. Yeah,
Wow.
right? You are a lady though.
Officially.
Yes. You've got the title.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, thank you for letting me come to visit you. And I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. I've been following you and sort of messaging you, and I've seen you on TV shows and everything. And I believe in a lot of the things you say about meeting people face to face and stuff.
Oh, good.
And you're most known for your love expert and dating guru talents. So I'm going to dive straight in and ask, on behalf of all the single people that I know that keep saying, men and women, how do I meet somebody nowadays? What would you suggest to them?
I think it's really, really simple. Like, take it back to the old school. I definitely think there's a place for apps. My brother met his wife on a dating app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it works for some people. I know it does. It worked for him. It definitely doesn't work for me. I've tried dating apps. I'm not into dating apps. I don't find men's appearance attractive. I find their vibes, their soul, their views,
their energy.
I find that attractive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm attracted to.
Isn't that what everyone's like? I mean, obviously the physical thing, like if you don't like big noses, you couldn't date with someone with a big nose, whatever. But isn't it always the way they make you feel, or
Definitely.
the energy that they bring to your life or whatever, that why you fall in love?
And I just feel like you can't get that type of chemistry on a keyboard. You can't get it typing, message.
But don't you think people have forgotten this?
I know they've forgotten it because they call me. And in the last, I would say 7 to 8 months, the most work that I do with my clients is reteaching them how to flirt.
And that's scary. That is
completely forgotten social skills, green flags, eye contact, how to spot when someone's into you, how to stay away from red flags. They've lost all sense of human communication and non-verbal communication signals. And it's really scary because the generation sort of 2 below me, I was the kind of last generation that grew up with no internet. And it only really came out when I was sort of like 16, 17, 18-ish.
And you'd already learnt how to flirt by then.
Well, you just grow up. You're allowed to be a child without trolling and social media bullying and Instagram likes. Like, you were just allowed to go out and play and be a child.
It's interesting you say this because I work with some crew members, young ones, and they will be swiping all day, get themselves a date for the night, have sex with them, and not have any conversation, and then not really want to see them again, and then they're lonely.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it is really sad because it's self-inflicted loneliness, because they think that the one-night companionship will equate to something to take away the loneliness. And we know, as you get older, you know, that's just not how it works.
No.
It doesn't work that way. You know, you can be lonely in a crowded room if you're fundamentally unhappy. You know, you have to really be happy with yourself. And I don't think anyone that consistently goes on an app and consistently meets up to have one-night stands is fundamentally happy within themselves. And I think that's where you have to start. You have to take it back to basics. Like, what is the issue here?
Well, it's so disposable, isn't it?
Oh, my God. It's insane. I've got 3 brothers. My other brother was on Tinder.
How old are your brothers? Are they young or?
Oh, one's old, so 40, and then 2 above, between 30 and 35.
Right.
But a couple of years back, my older brother was on Tinder, and he saw this girl, and there was 5 pictures. And the first 4 pictures, he was like, swipe, yeah, great, yeah, good. The 5th picture, she was at a restaurant with her friends, and she had a ham and pineapple pizza in front of her.
Yeah.
And he swiped her away. Gone forever.
What, because she likes pizza?
Because she likes pineapple on her pizza.
What the Are you serious?
Swear to God, I never, ever have seen anything like it. the disposability. First of all, I was like, hun, you don't have to eat the pizza. Like, do you know what I mean? If you don't like pineapple on your pizza, it's fine. Like, she can let a woman eat.
But they're missing out on the fun thing about a relationship is when they're different to you anyway.
Of course.
And they teach you things that you wouldn't have ordinarily done, or like he might have liked pineapple on his pizza if he'd have tried it with her one day.
Well, also, who knew if it was her pizza? The waiter might have put it down in front of the wrong person.
That's so weird.
But this was the disposability.
Is he with someone now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
He just getting back together actually with somebody. But it was the disposability that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. He liked the profile. He liked the first 4 pictures. He liked.
Yeah.
And because of that one piece of fruit that was in front of her on a dough base, he got rid of her. He couldn't bring her back. Gone forever. And I'm just like, this is scary to think that people think that this is okay to behave this way and to cut people off this way. It's not okay.
So there'll be people listening now going, oh yeah, shit, I do all of this. How do they go back to basics? What do you suggest they start doing?
First things first, I make all my clients do it, and some of them fight me to the death, but I make them do it. Delete all your apps.
Amazing.
Delete your
You're
dating
getting this
apps,
for free, everybody,
right?
this advice.
I charge a lot for this, so take notes, darlings. The dating app, for some people, is like genuinely a drug addiction.
Yeah.
They wake up in the morning, they roll over, and they go onto their app to see what messages they've got. They check in their lunch break, they come home. Someone did a survey, and apparently you have to message 100 messages before somebody will meet up with you.
Oh my God. Who can be bothered?
I can't.
That's crazy.
100 messages before you actually meet up with someone, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to meet that person and go, nah, not for me.
Right, after that you've put in all that effort, in seconds you know you haven't got chemistry.
In seconds.
What a waste of time. And that can't be good for anybody's mental health.
It isn't. And actually, what I've noticed more, and I actually coined the term last year, I was like, it's called dating app depression.
I love
DAD.
that. Yeah.
And I had it. I joined a dating app, and pre-dating app, I was loving life. I loved men. I had no qualms about the fact that I could go out and meet a guy and date a guy, and I knew I felt perfectly comfortable about dating. 3 days after being on this app, the 3rd day, I'll never forget it, I woke up, I logged on, obviously opened the app, and I just had message after message from divvy after divvy after divvy, and my heart sank. And I looked at the phone and I thought, is this the best that's out there? And I actually doubted my whole thought process around men.
Yeah.
And I felt a little pang of depression. I mean, it wasn't full blown, but the pang of, you know, when you like punch in the guts where you're like, oh, is this the best there is?
Yeah.
I knew that this wasn't true. There isn't the best there is. There were hundreds of eligible bachelors in London where I live because I went out and met them on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And I instantly deleted the app because I was like, this is not good for my mental health. One, I'm not liking men. It doesn't make me like men. They're coming across lazy. They're coming across insincere.
And a bit rude.
Some of them are so rude.
Yeah.
Like,
they just go straight to the sex chat and all that.
Straight to the sex chat, or, you know, lots of fat shaming online. Loads of, I think one guy was like, oh no, you're too fat for me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm sure your mum would love you.
Yeah.
Love to hear that you're saying those type of things.
The sort of thing that you would never say to somebody face to face, or the behaviour you would never expose.
But also it's like, where has these thoughts come from as well? And that's what annoyed me. It was like, do you genuinely, like, now you have a platform to say it, or a keyboard to say it, do you even think that? Because who raised you? Yeah. If the first thing you see a picture and you're like, nah, too fat for me. Because ultimately, and I'm sure some people do think that. I think that. I'm like, oh no, not right for me. But it's like, it's just unnecessariness.
Generally, if you exposed that person to themselves, the man, face to face, said you did this, they'd probably be very embarrassed of their behaviour anyway, wouldn't they?
Of course you would.
They'd be like, oh, actually, I'm not really like that. I don't know what made me behave like that.
Every single person, and I see it a lot on social media recently, they've gotten into a really interesting trend on Instagram, where celebs are screenshotting trolls' messages, posting them online, and holding them accountable for it. And the amount of then next post is an apology from that troll saying, I'm really sorry, I don't know what came over me, type vibe.
You're not very happy, you've got to check yourself before you put that on someone else. That's basically it.
But it's once you expose the sort of horribleness of the things that they're saying, they always apologise and they always say, I don't know what came over me.
Yeah, just be kind.
And it's like, well, what came over you is the devil inside of you to take a minute to troll this person for days and days and days. Put your phone down.
Yeah.
That's what you can't...
It's toxic behaviour. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the celebrities that are getting it, just don't. It's not... Just stop it, everybody.
Yeah. Everybody just if you don't have anything nice to say, then really, really don't say it, because your life is no better. And trust me, from someone that knows, you do not feel better getting it off your chest.
No.
Through anger on social media.
Yeah.
You don't feel better. You just don't.
No.
You feel better going and venting to your friends over a cup of tea.
Yeah.
You feel better going and talking to a therapist.
Yeah.
You feel better taking the dog for a walk.
Yeah. Get outside, talk to people.
Get outside, go for a boxing lesson. Those are the things that make you feel better.
Yeah.
But arguing with someone over social media, calling them a bitch or whatever you want, horrible things, never makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So just don't do it.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Good lesson there, everybody. And going back to is there any other dating apps? Are there any that you think would be particularly better, or is it just stay away?
Well, I mean, again, it's worth a try. Some people
there's always somebody that goes, yeah, I met my partner, or it worked for me, or whatever. Like anything.
Yeah, of course.
But it's the people that turn around to me and say, well, how am I going to meet someone if I don't do it online? I say, how did your nan and granddad meet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And your parents.
Yeah. No, I mean, it all happened somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were born without our parents.
Yeah, millions of years.
Sliding into someone's DMs. Yeah. It happened.
Yeah.
Since the dawn of humanity.
Obviously, that works for some people as well, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
I've never really slid into someone's DMs before, I have to say.
I don't think I have, and I don't think anyone...
I don't even really know what that means. What do you do?
I think you just come...
Go, hey, you.
Oh, God, that gives me cringe.
It's so shit.
It's so, honestly.
So, going back to basics, where is the best place to go and pull?
Well, it depends if you want to put... Pulling and finding a partner are two different things.
Right. Do one, then do the other.
So, pulling, anywhere.
Right.
If you're a woman, get dressed up, put your face on. Men are easy creatures. If you give off the sex vibe, someone will have sex with you.
Amazing.
I think it was even Kathy Burke said in her recent documentary, men would have sex with a ham sandwich if they could. Her words, not mine.
It's brilliant.
But if you want to pull, go out, dress
up like a ham sandwich, and you're going to get it.
You will be fine. If you want a relationship...
But most women want a relationship. Either
I would
some
say
again,
so.
Yeah,
I would say so. I think so. I think a lot of men do as well. I think men are different, though. When men finally decide they want a relationship, it happens quick. You look at Cassie. Cassie was dating P. Diddy for 10 years, and nothing came of it.
Right.
She's now been dating the guy she's with now for a year. They just got married and they're about to have a baby.
Aww.
When a guy is ready, he is ready.
Yeah.
There's no mucking around. The next person he meets, that will probably be the one.
But do you think that it's that they're not ready, or they're just not into you enough?
I think it's probably a bit of both, actually. I do, if I'm being brutally honest. I do think they're not ready, and I do think that sometimes potentially losing you can be the catalyst to make them think, well, what is it that I want?
Yeah. Because they're hunters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're generalising, but...
You can't generalise something that happened since caveman days.
Yeah, true.
Every single... in the caveman days, there wasn't one's going to be a hunter and the other one's going to be a fashion designer. We were hunter-gatherers. This
Yeah.
is what we did. Like this.
So if men really want you, they're going to hunt you until they get you.
And you must let them.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about dating. Let the man woo you. Let him hunt you. It brings out his basic instinct that even he doesn't know why it feels good. It just does feel good. And we've kind of, the lines have been blurred in terms of feminism, what feminism means, by women thinking that letting a man hunt her, woo her, in some way disempowers her. And I think it's the complete opposite. I think when you respect yourself enough to know you deserve to be treated like a queen, and you will absolutely not put up with anything less, then the man that comes into your life, he needs to bring his A game. And it's actually a really exciting game of not cat and mouse, but it's very exciting because he wants to, there's something about this girl. She's comfortable in her own skin. She's got a vibe about her. She doesn't need me. She does, like, what is it? But there's something. And they want it. They want it. And so they chase it and they want to get it.
Yeah.
And so we have...
And keep it, hopefully.
And keep it. Yeah, definitely. And it's very, very simple. The simplest way I can talk about getting and keeping a man, if we're just talking about men. So to get the man, you withhold the sex. To keep a man, you give him the sex.
Right.
Very, very simple.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
Very, very simple. Really, really.
They really are basic.
So basic. I love them. They love them for it.
They're easy. They say we're fucking hard work though.
But there's no mucking around with men.
Yeah.
You know, if he says, I remember sitting on a train and watching two girls for 30 minutes. She texted him and said, do you want to meet at 7 o'clock at Nando's? And he texted back and went, yeah, sounds good, see you then. For 30 minutes, they broke down that, yeah, sounds good, see you then. What does it mean?
What?
He put one kiss, not two kisses. Does that mean that he thinks I'm a friend? Or does that mean that he thinks, like, I'm more of a friend? The tone, like, it's not very, like, communicative. Like, he could have been like, I'm really excited. Does that mean he's not really excited? Does he see this as a friend? The neuroses.
Yeah.
And literally, the man sent the message, yeah, great, see you there, put the phone down, and
then
didn't
think about it again.
Did not think about it again until 7 o'clock when he met her.
Yeah.
We have to stop thinking that men and women are the same.
So the games that... Is your dog okay, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sorry, he's playing.
Oh,
if
that's good. I thought he might be choking.
No, he's playing with
doggy.
the ball. He's waiting for his food, so that's why it's like Amazon. Come on, Amazon! Deliver
Hurry
the
up,
food.
deliver. You're saying a simple... Sorry.
Simple.
Yeah.
The games.
Yeah, so men don't play games, or do they play games?
They definitely play games, which is that games in terms of hunter-gatherer.
Right. So they're simple, but when the games come in, why are they playing the games?
Well, first of all, I think we have to talk about what games mean.
Yeah.
People think games mean muck you around, run circles around you, silly this, that, and the other, stupid. And that's not what games mean. I think games mean the rules.
Yeah.
So, like any sort of sports, you know, you talk about a tennis game, there are rules.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to, one person serves and the other person serves. That's the rules. That's the game.
Yeah.
You can't then decide, oh, actually, I want to serve twice in a row. You have to stick by the rules of the game.
So is the man... I'm really getting into it now. I'll move into something else in a minute. But is the man saying, oh, well, I've served twice now, so I'm going to leave it playing a game? Or are they're just being simple? Like,
you need to, well, first of all...
Like those two girls on the train were breaking down something that wasn't a fucking game.
Totally.
And were twisting themselves up.
Totally.
So, like, maybe the women are overcomplicating it.
Definitely.
Right.
But also you have to remember that the game has to be played. And I hate people that go, I don't have time for games, can't be bothered for games. Honey, they're going to be played whether you like it or not.
Right.
So learn the rules and become a master.
Yes.
Because...
What are the rules, Nadia? What are the rules? We need to know.
Really, really simple generalisation of the rules. Let the man lead.
Yes.
Very simple. He is hunter. Let him lead. Let him woo you. Say, for example, I know 100 women and 100 men. Just say I know 100 women, 100 men. Out of 100 women, not one woman I know would date a guy for the sake of dating him on a regular basis. just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't really into him, didn't really like him very much, just was bored.
Yeah.
So dated a guy.
Women generally just want to marry the person they like, right? That's where
I do also think we're motivated in terms of, listen, I don't want to spend time with someone I'm not into.
We want to make home, don't we?
I want to date somebody where I see a relationship.
Make the cave nice and be happy.
But I want to see where it's going. I don't want to waste my time going on a date once a week with you if there's no chance of anything happening, because it literally is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
Whereas I would probably guess that at least 50% of the men that I know will date a woman to pass the time.
Wow.
They have no interest at all in turning it into any sort of relationship, but they would rather sit opposite you on a Friday night than stay at home and get a takeaway.
That is so true.
And you have to remember, how do you know if you're a part-time girl or a potential unless you let him woo you?
Yeah.
So
true.
You let him woo you.
Because he won't woo you.
Of course he won't.
If you're a part-time girl, he can't be bothered.
He's having his cake and he's eating it.
Yeah.
If you're the one messaging, if you're the one instigating, if you're the one being like, do you want to meet up on Friday all the time? If you're the one putting it on a table, putting it on a platter for him, he ain't going to say no.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
You know what? I've just realised that maybe I've been a part-time girl for somebody once.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Shit.
And there's a lot of people listening probably thinking that too.
I'm telling you.
So get rid.
If you have an inkling in your mind that you are dating a guy and you're not sure how he feels about you, you're a part-timer.
Yeah.
Because when men like you and they see potential, you will know. They will woo you. They will instigate. They won't take 24 hours to reply to your WhatsApps.
Yeah.
They won't make you feel like you're a bit of not a burden, but make you feel a bit like, ugh.
Yeah.
Every time that, you're trying to organise something. Oh, well, I have to wait and let's go out on Friday. Well, I have to wait to Thursday because the boys might be coming round.
Yeah,
and we'll put the boys
That
over
shit,
you. No guy would do that if he really into you. Let him woo you. Let him lead in the beginning. This is all the beginning.
How did you learn these rules?
But honestly, the hard way.
Yeah.
The hard way. Trial and error and just practicing and just understanding. And you have to try and think about things from the other person's point of view. So you have to think about things in terms of, men and women are so different in the way that we think. We are. So stop trying to think about how women want it to be and start thinking about how he wants it to be.
Yeah.
If you are sleeping with a man on a regular basis and he won't make it official, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Well, he just doesn't want you. So
he doesn't
move
want
on
you.
to the next one he does.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So let him lead in the beginning so that he can prove to you that you are a potential and not a part-timer.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
So we're talking men, women, straight relationships.
Yeah.
Obviously, in gay relationships, there's probably a whole nother load of rules.
Totally. And it's really different because in the gay community, monogamy for a lot of couples isn't something that is important in a relationship. Having a loving but yet open relationship works for a lot of couples.
Yeah.
Monogamy is starting to become more popular in the gay world, I would say, which makes a lot of people happy. I think a lot of gay people kind of put up with the open relationship because that was the done thing.
People need people though, don't they? We all want somebody to grow old with, or we're all like a penguin or an elephant or whatever other.
Yeah, but ultimately you have to remember that we're not a species that mates for life.
So that's interesting. So if you've been married and then a lot of people got married at 16, 18, whatever. Not 16, that's quite young, but
happens.
And then they've hit their 30s and they've split up.
Yeah.
Is that because there is no way that could have worked forever?
Potentially. I think we have been kind of brainwashed into marriage as a lifelong institution, and we are fundamentally animals. We are a species, and there isn't another species on the planet that if they were supposed to mate for life, don't. Any animal that mates for life, and that's it, it's done and dusted.
Yeah.
We don't do that. So we have to give ourselves a bit of a break as well. Humans like community. That's what we like.
Yes, yeah.
We love love, but we love community. We love support. it's proven in like the tribes of Africa and the smaller communities around the country, they thrive better.
We don't have that as much nowadays, though.
We don't.
Sitting on our phones in our houses on our own.
Totally.
That's why a lot of people are depressed.
Definitely. And lonely.
On their dating app depression.
People are extremely lonely because we've lost community. We've lost, the ability to call on our neighbour. Even from the 80s. Do you remember the advert in the 80s where she used to knock on the door for sugar? And it used to be a sort of like, hi, I need some sugar. We don't do that anymore.
No.
People are scared, and they don't interact anymore. And that
it's almost come to the point that if somebody did knock on your door, that you would think they're weird.
You would think they were weird.
Which is horrible.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't,
but I know that you would be like, why is that person
weirdo?
Yeah.
Go buy your own sugar. Yeah. What are you trying to skank me out of sugar for? It's only £1 down the road, cheapskate.
Are you doing my accent there?
No, but that's what people think. It's
bring back your nice posh one.
But that's what literally, it's just like that bloody cheese.
Yeah, no, it's so true though.
And it is
so true.
But we're not designed.
What do we do about that?
We have to reteach ourselves about the value of being kind, making an effort.
You're going to need your own fucking podcast. Like literally, I'm not going to get half enough with you.
But it is true. We have to make an effort and saying hello and a smile. Every single time I leave my house, if I see anybody in the vicinity of where I live, morning, hi there, afternoon, simple. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it enough to break a barrier and to start a bond.
Exactly. And could probably get you laid, boys, as well, if you try hard enough.
Well, I mean, the more people you are communicative with, it's a numbers game, isn't it, darling? So the more people you speak to, the more the chances go up.
Yeah.
But you've got to bring community back in terms of stop searching for it on social media, on the internet, and start there. Even where I live, in the space of 100 metres, there's probably 50 people, so we're lonely, but I'm surrounded by people.
Tragic.
We've got to get back to what we thrive on.
And what humans were doing way before the internet was invented.
Totally.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it comes back to dating in terms of we have to, again, not beat ourselves up if things don't work out. But at the same time, there are examples of couples that do last long, really long term. David and Victoria Beckham are, they're well over a decade.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
But what if there are men now or women that are listening to this going, oh, well, if we're not supposed to be with someone forever, I can dump her and move on to someone else. I'd hate to think that we were encouraging that.
Well, if they think that, then they probably should.
Because they're not with the right person.
Right? Because anybody that's with their soulmate or the person that they're supposed to be with wouldn't jeopardise that for a split second for anyone.
And do you believe in soulmates?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do.
Have you met yours?
No.
Not yet.
But no, not yet. But definitely 100%. I spend a lot of time looking at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
But they work fucking hard at their relationship. I mean,
so hard.
Literally, it's like their number one. And that's what people in this disposable day and age don't do.
Totally.
And look at the reward of it.
The reward they spend. They're master communicators. That's number one.
Yeah.
And when they communicate, they don't communicate to hurt one another, to fight with one another and be like, well, you did this tit for tat last week. They communicate in terms of what is wrong, can I help? And if I can't help, then you need to take responsibility for yourself. Go and fix what you need to fix and then come back to me.
And that's a big deal, actually, taking responsibility. Because
it's the biggest deal.
Yeah.
You have to take responsibility. Nobody else can make you happy.
Mm.
Now, let me just say, nobody else can make you happy. They can make you laugh.
Yeah.
They can make you smile. They can make you feel a sense of euphoria for a moment. But they fundamentally, not another human on this planet can make you happy. The only person that can make you happy is yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only person. So stop putting your happiness in the hands of somebody else who's always going to let you down.
Which is great advice for somebody who's just had their heart broken.
Definitely.
They've got a broken heart. They're sitting home now crying. Just the last question I'm going to ask you about dating, but I want to talk about this few hours.
Yeah.
How do you mend a broken heart?
Time. Block. Block them, block their friends, block their family. You don't want to see anything to do with them. Do not stalk their social media. I know it's like crack for a crack addict. Don't look at what they're doing.
And what does that do if you block? Is that why do you suggest?
It basically what it does is it takes a weight off your shoulders. The anxiousness of you logging onto Instagram, going onto your little fake account that you've got to stalk your ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend, and checking checking their account, the anxiety that buzzes through you whilst you're looking through their social media to see what you're going to see, good or bad or ugly, is so bad for your mental health fundamentally. Yeah. By blocking, you instantly raise your vibration.
That's it, yeah.
Instantly raise your vibration. When you vibrate low, it can only bring bad things.
And we've all done it.
Of course.
I mean, we've all done it, but
course.
You have to get out of that.
You have to be so strong and know that your mental health is more important than your ego.
Yes.
Because it's your ego that wants to see what he's up to or she's up to, see who's hanging around with them, what they're saying, what they're doing. Like, are they doing better than you? Are they not doing better than you? Have they fallen on their knees? You hope they've fallen on their knees. That's your ego.
Yeah.
Your mental health wants you to be so far removed from that toxic person that you find true happiness away from them.
Yeah.
So you've got to prioritise your mental health over the needs of your ego, which is just a bitch.
So just turn off all of the internet.
Block. Definitely. Take time. Know that it's like grieving. You do have to grieve when you have a broken heart. You've lost. You can die from a broken heart. They've proven it.
Really?
They've proven it absolutely. Because you fundamentally hurt. You manifest actual physical feelings from an emotion.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But that's opening a whole kind of, you can get cancer from that and like from emotions and stuff.
Totally.
Like, this is the energy thing all over again. Yeah.
So you have to one, know that the universe has your back. And what's just happened to you, even though it feels like the end of the world, is the universe giving you a kick up the arse because it tried to tell you on so many occasions that this person wasn't right for you.
Yeah.
And you didn't listen.
I've done that too.
Right?
God, yeah.
And so it had to punch you, knock you down, and hurt you so hard so there's no going back because it's trying to tell you that your freaking prince is round the corner waiting for you. But you can't find him or her, prince or princess. You can't find him or her because you're wasting time with a loser who's not right for you. So it's the biggest, harshest lesson. But no, the universe has to do it, and you've only got yourself to blame because you didn't listen in the first place.
Yes, absolutely.
First of all, take responsibility. You didn't listen, so the universe has gone.
And then you go and spend time with the people that love you, right?
Definitely. Eat loads of ice cream. Eat what you want as well. Be kind to yourself. If you want to stay in all day and watch movies, do it.
And cry.
Totally.
Yeah. Get that out of your system.
Cry. Do whatever. Be positively selfish. That's what you have to do.
And then do Project Me. And then get outside in the fresh air.
Get outside.
Right?
And you'll know when you're ready. Don't let anyone else try and force you into be like, oh, come on, you've got to get your shit together. You've got to get yourself together. Don't let anyone else force you. There's something in your soul, in your gut, that when you're ready, kind of lights a spark.
Yeah.
And then the spark grows each day because your strength grows each day. So just, again, take your time and wait for that feeling. And then you'll know so that when you get out there and you go and start meeting people, you have strength.
Yeah.
Because you can't date someone when you're still hurting from a previous relationship.
So you have to wait until you've got that spark again. But if you get under someone straight away to get over someone, as the saying says, that often doesn't work, does it?
No, because it doesn't work for I would say, because you're, again, putting your happiness in someone else's hands. And you don't really just want to get under someone. You want to replicate a relationship you just had.
Yeah.
And rebound is very, very difficult to do that. It's very rare that your rebound ends up being long term. Does for some people, but we have to talk, generalisation, because otherwise we'd be here all day with lots of different
because there'll be someone going, my auntie, she's done it.
And it's like, it happens.
Of course it does. Everything happens.
It totally happens. But in general, the statistics are rebounds just don't work.
Yeah.
So work on yourself. And that's the other thing. When you go through a really, really tough breakup, you've never in a better time to work on yourself. I watch so many motivational videos on YouTube. I spend every single morning, the thing that keeps my mental health on check is that I do not wake up and roll over and look at my phone.
Yeah.
That is number one. If you're suffering from any type of mental healthness right now, make sure that when you wake up, you do not look at your phone first and foremost. It will set you off on a vibrational path for the day that is so bad for you. So I wake up, open one eye usually, roll over, go onto YouTube, and there on YouTube I will find some sort of motivational video.
That's a good idea.
I'm watching a lot of Oprah does a videos called Super Soul Sundays.
Oh yes, I've seen them. Yeah,
and they are fantastic.
Oprah is amazing for that.
Brilliant. And so I'm watching. They range from like sometimes they do like 6 minutes, sometimes they're like 20 minutes, sometimes they're an hour. But it's her interviewing or other people talking or her talking about something that's happened in their life that's really motivational that can help put you on track for the day. And that's how I start my day.
That's brilliant.
And what a nice way to start the day when you feel grounded.
Yeah.
And you don't get caught up in Twitter and Brexit crap. And you start your day being like, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because these people are telling you the motivational stories. They've been down, they've been out, they've come back. It's fantastic. It happens. They've been brokenhearted. They've been left. Everything's happened wrong. And they've made it through.
Yeah.
Nice way to start your day.
Great stories. There's if you don't want to go online or, if that's too dangerous for you, there is a book called The Miracle Morning. Have you heard of it?
No.
By Hal Elrod.
Oh.
And it's about the things you should do in the morning to inspire you for the rest of the day. It's such a good book. Yeah.
And
help me a lot.
Number one, don't go on social media first thing.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, even if it's 6 minutes. 6 minutes of... even I do guided meditations on there, whatever it takes. Just don't make the first thing you do go on a dating app or any sort of social media. You are setting yourself up for a terrible day.
You can never do enough meditation or yoga or get fresh air. I mean, they're the things when you've got a broken heart, get out and do that.
Definitely.
Right? So, other questions. We're going to move on to you now, if that's
Gold,
okay. Oh, gold.
Oh, gold, here we go.
It says here that it's been reported by a newspaper that you have dated over 100 millionaires. I mean, I'm a little jealous, I can't lie. And that you say, which, I mean, this is justified, I get it. Men who have money are successful, and that is an enormous aphrodisiac. Talk me through that.
So, the dating 100 millionaires thing is, I find it hilarious because people talk about it all the time. And it's not that I dated 100 millionaires. It's just that I for about, I can't remember how many years ago. It was quite a while ago now. I was on a mission to get married. And I was like, this is the year I'm going to meet the man I'm going to get married to. So I went on, it must have been over 100 dates. It was about 18 months. And I lived on the King's Road. They were all very, very wealthy. And I dated wealthy guys.
Yeah.
And I did a newspaper report. And as you know, with journalists, it was like, oh, great. Yeah, she dates millionaires.
The King's Road is in Chelsea.
The King's Road is in Chelsea.
And we're currently in Chiswick. Very, very posh places in London, for those of you who don't know.
Very nice.
That's where you meet. That's where you meet your millionaires.
There's lots. There are.
Are there?
You come in, just from the house prices alone. Around here is a bit more family, but everyone sees made in Chelsea, they know.
Yes,
you know
yes.
what it's like. But I stand by the money comments, and I didn't. That interview was probably about 6 years ago, and I didn't really know how to articulate myself back then that didn't sound wanky, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah. You can say what you want.
Okay, good. Whereas now, I do stand by it. The traits in a man that I'm looking for are charisma. I was literally about to do RuPaul, charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent. But that's not where I'm going.
That's quite good, though.
Well, that's what RuPaul says. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not heard that.
No. Do you not watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
No, I don't have time. I work in telly. I don't watch it.
Oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. So yeah,
I will. Now that you've said that, I will.
You will die.
Just say them again in case the people haven't seen it.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Oh, I like that.
Which basically spells out.
Yes.
Naughty word.
You can say that as well if you want.
Oh wow, okay. But I look for me, it's charisma. I love ambition. I love a zest for life. I love a man that wakes up in the morning and goes, yes, another day.
A bit of
right? That thinks like me, that it's like we could start the day here and who knows what wonderful things it could bring, who we could meet.
Yeah.
And has really...
Literally, I would marry you now if you were a man. You're everything I'm looking for.
Yeah, just sorry I have a vagina. So
yes, don't want that. Don't want that.
But those are the type of traits I'm looking for. And he's driven. I love driven, hungry, passionate men. Now, the byproduct of those personality traits is wealthy, money, success, career done well. So when I said it originally, I meant it. But I meant it in terms of money is an important part for me because I'm 37. I can't... if a guy... Okay, let's put it like this. A guy has to be super freaking special to be around my age and starting from scratch. I.e. no money, but if he's got a plan and if he's like, in 5 years I'm going to be a millionaire and he's on it and he's grafting and he's putting it forward, then that's different. But usually men at 37-ish or around my age should have found their career, know their career and be fairly well at being up top of their career. Yeah. Should be.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. I would want the same.
Yeah, I don't want, I in my 20s, I dated a lot of project boyfriends. Started with, I remember one guy I dated, he was earning £30 a day as a sous chef. When I met him, I think we were dating about 3 or 4 years. And by the end of the time we were dating, he had gone through his locksmith. I'd supported him through his locksmithing training. I'd built his website for him. I'd created everything for his business, and he was earning £1,000 a day. Yeah. And when we broke up, I got nothing.
So it's weird you're saying this because my friends say to me that I do this project boyfriends, where I meet them and they often haven't got much, and then I'm like, give them, come on, inspire them. The woman behind, like Michelle Obama, for instance, but she did all right.
Listen, but Barack was no project.
No,
that's the difference. Right. That's the point. You need a Barack, definitely. I need a Barack. But we've been doing a Michelle on people that don't deserve it.
Oh, you're so right.
So you need someone that is also got the same vision, because he also inspires her. He gives her just as much inspiration, support, love, and affection that she gives him. Yes. And it has to be
Hence me being single. Well, because, obviously I fucked up somewhere.
No, definitely not. I think everything's a learning curve. And I think, again, it's like, don't beat yourself up. Being single is not negative. That's one thing we have to do.
I kind of would like, I'm older than you. I'd quite like to be with somebody.
I'd like to be with someone, but being single is not a negative.
No, you're right. You're right.
So you have to, first of all...
I'm enjoying being on my own, actually. So good. I'm definitely in my old chi of getting up and doing things for Project Me, yeah.
Good. And that's it. So then stop joking about the fact that you fucked up or where you've gone wrong.
No.
Because you're telling yourself and the universe.
That's my little voice then, isn't it?
This is it. The little voice inside your head that you shouldn't listen to.
Yes.
There's lots of voices, and that's the one, don't listen to it. Because it's not, you're self-deprecating.
Yeah.
And actually you haven't fucked up at all. There's no such thing as fucking up. We're humans. We're fundamentally flawed.
But I could die soon and I'll have
So? You'll be dead. You won't care.
True.
But most important thing that you have to do now is decide what you want and stop saying things that go against it.
Yes.
So if you want to get married right now, decide you want to get married, put it out to the universe that you want to get married, and then forget the fact that you want to get married and work on yourself.
Yes.
Because people always come to me and they say, oh, I keep meeting these deadbeat losers and rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, look at you. Like, you think a 10 out of 10 man is going to walk in the room and he wants a 10 out of 10 woman. Your only job, once you've decided that you want to meet a man and get married, your only job is to work on yourself. Jada Pinkett Smith style. Get yourself to a stage where the man is wowed by you. Because you've worked on yourself so much, you're so empowered by yourself, you're so respected to yourself, you love yourself so much, not in an arrogant way, in a gratitude way. You love the person that you are, then he will come in and enhance that. And he'll be able to see that. And so it's, none of the sort of joking and the thing. Yeah, we've all fucked up, we've all had project boyfriends, we've all made bad mistakes. But if you decide you want something, go for it, but understand that your only job is to work on you, so that when he comes through the door, you're ready. Get rid of the baggage, get rid of the emotional shit that you carry around with you, work through all of your crap, so that when he comes, you don't dump anything on him apart from love, gratitude, honesty, openness, and affection.
Putting it back on you, then, what do you want?
All of those things. I want to meet, my soulmate. I want to meet somebody that is willing to work as hard as Will and Jada to make a life for each other, because it's not easy. It's not easy being single, navigating life, let alone with two people, two lots of opinions, two lots of mess, two lots of everything going on. I want somebody that wants to say she's worth working on it for.
Yeah.
I can't stand people that are like, therapy. I wouldn't go to couples counselling, or it's for therapy's for weak people, or whatever. Can't stand anybody like that. What I love is people. We're humans. We're sponges. We were born without the ability to talk or walk. We learn that. We're freaking good at learning.
So we can learn anything.
It's in our DNA. We're bloody good.
You're not the first person that's told me off for talking to myself like shit.
Yeah, don't do it.
I obviously haven't listened, so I need to work on that.
And that's the thing. Next thing, go and buy yourself a self-help book. And that's it. Self-help. People used to laugh about it. They joke about it. Oh, it's everything.
I don't think so much now.
Good.
I've got a few. I could just pick one up off my side.
Yeah, but you need one that is about that, getting rid of that voice.
Yes.
And being kinder to yourself. Definitely.
Hands up who wants more podcasts with Nadia, everyone. You're so good.
I do waffle on.
We are sitting here in candlelight, and I can't even see. Yeah. I can't see my. Hang on.
So dumb.
Right. So recently, you had a love party for singles. Are you going to have another? I know you call it something posher than a love party, but...
Well, it was called a mixer.
A mixer.
So it's something that's posher.
No, well, it's better than love party, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
How did it go? And will you be having more? Because I've done some of those. They cost some money, of which I haven't got, so I will be doing it in the future when I win the lottery. But will you be doing more?
I think so. It went really, really well. It was actually better than I expected. The problem with those type of events, the women's tickets sell out within 24 hours. The men, you're begging people to come.
Yeah.
Because men, the other thing that women don't realise is that men are sometimes more insecure than women. They show it in a different way, but they are very, very, very insecure. They're scared of rejection and they're scared. And we put ourselves out there. Every woman I know would come to a speed dating night tomorrow. Yeah. Because we were like, that's us. Whereas men are like, oh, no, I couldn't put myself in that, out of my comfort zone there. Couldn't do that. Rah, rah, rah. So it's very, very difficult. But I was lucky I had the best group of guys. Really good women, a really nice mix. Everyone had a good time. Loads of people hooked up. So, in terms of success, I would say it was really successful.
So how do people hear about your next one if you have another one?
It will be through my social media.
Which is?
Instagram, @Lady Nadia Essex.
Amazing.
Same handle on Twitter.
Yeah. Follow and you will be finding love.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I did really enjoy it. It does take a lot of hard work and a lot of energy. It is a lot. It's very difficult. And in fact,
selling tickets is quite hard.
Well, the last one I did, I was struggling for men. And so I, for the first time ever, joined Tinder. Because I thought, hang on a second, there's loads of single men on Tinder that live in London.
Yeah.
I can approach them and say, hey guys, I'm having this party. Loads of single women, do you want to come?
Tinder blocked you.
Tinder blocked.
I did the same. They blocked me.
Blocked
I did
me.
the
My
same.
account was suspended.
Yes.
That's it. I've been rejected from Tinder. And
I think I could never log on again, actually, after I tried. But yeah.
No, I can't. That's it. Then I said your account's been suspended, deactivated, whatever.
But it's a sign from the universe that we're supposed to be meeting people in real life.
But also, it's a sign that Tinder is some bullshit, because how I got blocked was the men on Tinder complaining to Tinder that I was trying to invite them to a singles event.
Shut up.
That's how it happened. The men on Tinder were pissed off with me for inviting them to a singles party. They were like, what's in it for me? What's the catch? And I'm like, there's no catch.
You might meet a lovely person.
You're coming. You live in London. We're doing it in London. We've got 50 wonderful single women that are fabulous.
Yeah.
We've got 2 hours of free drinks.
Again, we're back to square one with the whole disposable thing.
What do you want?
Yeah.
And they were not. And so it was really interesting as well, for number one, to see on Tinder the amount of men that were not in it for the right reasons. So Tinder, don't even bother wasting your time. Most of the men apparently on there are married.
Wow.
So they have no intention of meeting up with you. They just enjoy the ego boost of...
God, I've got no time for this bullshit.
Exactly. So don't even let it come into your psyche.
It's depressing me even just bloody thinking about it.
And it is. It's really depressing. So I just don't... Literally, I was like, when they suspended me from Tinder, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I actually want this on my tombstone.
Literally. You and me go.
Gone.
So moving on from the parties and the dating, is there any truth in the rumour that you will be... That's better.
Yeah.
Launching your own TV show, like a Love Island for real people who want romance and not fame, like a more authentic.
It's something that I don't know where this is kind of exploded.
I mean, they've got a name for it online as well, called Nadia's Love Mansion.
I know.
Sounds great. Well, like a Playboy thing.
Yeah, I used to watch Love Island, and then at the end of Love Island, I would do like an Instagram live, like a debriefy type thing. And I was just chatting to my followers one evening, and they were like, we were just talking about how the fact that, you know, and no offense to Love Island, they're beautiful, they're nubile, young, beautiful things. But I was like, I want to see like Tracy, who works at Asda's.
I mean, that's the point. They are all young and beautiful and slim and have loads of followers and what have you.
And it's like, there are some really amazing, genuine people in this world.
Tracy from Asda's listening.
Tracy from Asda's. I'm like,
she's like...
The last time I went into Asda, it was the best experience. I don't know how they don't have their own TV show. Literally, I hadn't been to Asda for about 15 years. And I went into Asda to get a Halloween costume. And the things that go down in Asda's are amazing. I went up to the till to buy my Halloween costume. And I think it was Brenda on the till was chatting. And she had her back to me. She was on my till, but had her back to me talking to the girl behind her for at least 6 minutes.
While you were standing there?
While I was standing there waiting to pay. Slagging off Joanne, who had called in sick, but they knew that she wasn't sick. But basically just this whole amazing... It was like Jeremy Kyle, but in real life. And it was... I wanted to get a cup of tea.
I think you've just got Brenda sacked.
Bless her. Now, normally I'm a tatter.
Yeah. But you were fascinated.
I was like, I want to know more. Where was she? She was out last night. Who was she with?
Oh, but I just spoke to I just did a TV show. There was a writer, a really famous writer, says that he finds inspiration walking up and down supermarket aisles, listening to people's conversations.
It was honestly the best 6 minutes of my life. I was ready with my popcorn, and I walked out of there, and because you could tell all these people have worked there for 20 years. You know, they don't have young people. These women have worked there for 20 years plus. And it was just brilliant. And I was like, where's a platform for these people?
Yeah.
So I said, I'd love to do it. A real life Love Island for real people, all ages, single mums. Where's the single mums?
Yeah.
Where's the single dads? Yeah. Where's single dads? Where's anyone over the age of puberty?
Yeah. Who's not slim.
Who's not
or
slim.
an influencer.
Right, where's normal people? And I just love the opportunity to just like put real people into a house that are genuinely there to find love.
There's a market for it. We do love a love show. We've got, blind date, first dates.
Yeah.
There's millions
just
of
something
them.
normal. Just something for normal people that represents normal people. There will always be a place for Love Island. I don't think it's going anywhere for a really, really long time. But I would be really interested to see a group of normal people from over the age of 30, 40, 50 even, on telly, navigating love like most people these days, in a real genuine environment that isn't produced and, can we shoot that scene again? And can you, they just had that, Yewande and Marcel just sat in court and admitted that, they were told by producers on Love Island to not talk about that and please wait to this, and it was produced, and they were produced in a way to make it not authentic.
Arguably, the TV shows do that to make it a better programme.
Totally.
But it would be nice to have another one to watch that was so real that there wasn't any producing needed.
But I also think that back in the day, if you think of like the Jade Goody year of Big Brother, I don't think that was produced.
No, God, no.
Like, they just let it like that. Do you know what I mean? I actually think that the more producing that's happened, the worse the telly's become.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I personally do. I think authenticity, especially now. I mean, we did love it. We did love it I loved it in the beginning.
Well, everything has its time, doesn't it?
I'm getting
like
bored.
Big Brother now is gone.
Yeah.
There'll be something
else. But I'm
else.
getting bored of the produced shininess of everything. I really like the idea of real people, like we were talking earlier about The Circle. I love the idea of real people who don't know really what the show's about and so can't play up to anything because they don't know the rules, so they don't know what's going to happen, and just the authenticness of real, genuine people. I feel like production companies and channels are not giving the British people the credit they deserve. We're fabulous.
We are fabulous. Yeah.
We're fabulous.
Yeah.
We don't need all this like heavy producing. We're great. There's some great people that you meet every single day. Eccentrics, wonderful people, introvert, extrovert. We're fabulous. And, let them shine.
Tracy and Brenda from Asda.
I'm telling you.
Literally might be the inspiration for your new TV show. I like it.
Definitely.
I like it.
It is true. It's true. Honestly, I feel like I mean, it's something that if I could do, I'd love, but I'd also watch. If somebody else did it, I'd watch that.
You've been on many TV shows. You are like an old hand at this. Your social media is where you really share with your fans, though.
Yeah.
You've shown most moments of your legal case recently after leaving Celebs Go Dating, and how upset you were was like reported everywhere. When your close friend Mike, I want to say his name and I don't want to say it wrong, Thalassitis. That. Sorry, I didn't give that justice at all. He recently took his own life.
Yeah.
And you said that you felt rock bottom at most of these times. It helps you to share, doesn't it? And
Definitely.
It helps everyone, really.
Definitely. And I think with Mike, the sort of epiphany of sharing I've got more than ever. Obviously, Mike passed. It was horrific. And I remember seeing Montana do an interview on This Morning, and she said in the interview, and I'm just paraphrasing because I can't remember, but it was something along the lines of, Mike had been to see a therapist, and he'd said to Montana, all my therapist wants to do is talk about like my childhood and talk about my past. I don't want to talk about my past. I just need like coping mechanisms for now, not to feel the way I'm feeling. And I realised that no one's really talking about that. Like we all we talk about is the fact that it's okay not to be okay, the fact that it's good to talk and stuff like that. But nobody gives any practical tips of how to get yourself out of a hole. How, if you're feeling a certain way, okay, yeah, I'm feeling that way, now what? No one gives you the answers to the actual things that are going to help you. It's all well and good being like, yeah, I know you don't feel very well. Yeah, well done for you for admitting it. Well, what next?
Yeah.
So I did a social media series just talking about, for me, the practical things that helped me, little tiny things that helped every day make me keep my head above water. And I was really, really nervous about posting because I just thought they're going to sound stupid, they're ridiculous, like they sound really, they're airy-fairy. Nobody's going to relate to it because obviously it's just me talking about my experience.
You have done your raw emotion out there. You've like literally shown everything.
Yeah. And
that's brave.
Well, I was scared. Of course I was. I thought that people would laugh at me. I thought that people would hate it. I thought people wouldn't bother even engaging and wouldn't be like, oh, what's she on about? People didn't hate it though, did they? And it was fantastic.
You freaking helped loads of people.
Yeah, the feedback I got was phenomenal. And I just, thank God, and obviously it helped me in a selfish way feel better because I was like, oh, phew, like the gamble kind of paid off.
But you tapped into something that people aren't, they say talk about it, but then they don't say how. Yeah, exactly.
Talk about what?
Yeah.
He tried to talk about it, and all the therapist wanted to do was talk about his childhood. He wasn't strong enough to go back yet. I've had lots of different therapists, and that's the other thing as well. People don't say that therapist is like a good hairdresser. It takes a while sometimes to find a good hairdresser. So the first therapist you see, you might not gel with that therapist. You have to gel with them. And when you do gel, it all clicks into place. Yeah. But it can take 4, 5, 6 times sometimes for people to find that person that just gets them and they get it. And it's about understanding that if you go to a therapist and it's not clicking, stop and find someone else. Like, don't push and persevere and be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because that's not right. It's okay. Like, that person didn't work for you. No badness on them. It's about, again, it's chemistry. You have to have chemistry with your therapist because you need to trust your therapist. And if your therapist isn't going to listen to you, like obviously Mike's therapist didn't want to, and maybe Mike didn't articulate it very well. I can't blame the therapist. Maybe he didn't actually say, I don't want to talk about my childhood. I need coping mechanisms for every day. But if he'd had those coping mechanisms, I genuinely think he'd still be here. I really do. And also if people talked a lot more about drugs and alcohol abuse. I think that's the other thing as well. I think no one really talks about that. I think that's really, really important, that when I've gone through my depression, I've been depressed a few times and I get down, but there is a difference between being down and depressed. A downness I can usually pull myself out of with self-care and sort of tips and lots of time for myself. I isolate myself. So I think if you're feeling down, for me, I isolate myself. I spend a day and I give myself permission to wallow for one day.
That's important, yeah.
Wallow. Woe is me to the highest heavens. And because I've got only a day, by God, do I make the most of it.
Yeah.
And so I get it all out in that day, knowing that when I wake up the next day, now's the healing process.
Yeah.
So I do my day of wallowing. I, life is so crap, it's me, oh my God. Eat whatever I want to eat.
Pizza with pineapple on it.
Pizza with pineapple, with ice cream.
Yeah.
I pig out. I do whatever it is. I wallow for a day. Isolate myself. I watch sad movies. I listen to sad music. Everything I can, because I need to feel the depths of crap. The next day I wake up and it's like, right, today's the day you start healing. So I wake up and I start looking at motivational stuff, motivational speeches, motivational. Will Smith talks a lot about motivation.
He's amazing at those
phenomenal.
Things, isn't he? Yeah,
do a lot of that. Jim Carrey is phenomenal. Keanu Reeves, phenomenal about talking.
3 massive Hollywood actors have like gone, this bullshit.
Right.
Let me show you this real stuff. Yeah.
And I tell you, it's amazing. It touches me, not in a rude way, obviously, but fundamentally it speaks to my soul. And I know it speaks to my soul because I feel it in my gut. And so the next day is about rebuilding my strength. So I've got it all out my system. I'm drained day 1. Day 2, I rebuild. I rebuild, and I do that. And then day 3, it's about right now I go out into the world. Yeah. Because I've got the strength. And so those are the things I do to pull myself out of a downtime. And it works. If it doesn't work, I then know I'm depressed.
Yes.
And so I will go to the doctor, and then I will see the doctor and get therapy and get the help and things like that. But, and the one thing I was going back, that's why long round story, is that when I am down, let me just make sure I'm saying this right. When I'm down, I do drink. But when I know that I'm down and I can't pull myself up and I'm depressed, I stop drinking. Stop.
There is quite an epidemic with drink, though. I mean, I've talked about it on podcasts before, that's where people go and they're feeling down. They pick up the drink to try and fill up. But the next day, you feel worse than you did before.
I also have it as well, where I feel when I take a drink, I'm out with my friends and we're in the pub or whatever, or bar, and we're drinking and I'm distracted and I'm drinking, I feel good. I will then come home, and when I'm by myself and I'm drunk, I am dangerous because that's when your mind plays tricks on you. That's when you'll start going, life isn't worth living, and you start wallowing, but you don't wallow in the safety of the time scale you've given it. You wallow to a stage where you could really hurt yourself because everything is heightened. The shitness that you feel is heightened so much that's really dangerous. And I think that's where Mike was. I think that it literally, at 7:30, he was in the pub with his mates, and at 9:30 he was dead.
Wow.
So in 2 hours, he'd gone from being totally fine with his friends to obviously going home. And I'm just assuming, I don't know this for fact, but I'm assuming everything being heightened, you get yourself into a sort of tunnel of life is shit, you can't go on, you can't see the wood for the trees, and then he did what he did. And so stopping drinking is fundamental if you are feeling down, stroke on the path of depressed.
And being his friend, you go through a time where you're like, I wish I could have done something. You kind of, if only I'd picked up the phone, or if only I'd been with him. I mean, you've gone through quite a hard time recently with several things.
And I think also with Mike, it was even more hard-hitting because I'd been suicidal very recently off myself. And I was on the way to healing. And then when he went, it brought me very close to a dark place again. Because the darkness is like your friend. The darkness tries to fool you into that's where you're comfortable. Even though it hurts and it feels crap, there's something about the darkness. And there's something like when he went, there's something about the darkness being like, see? Like, he did it. It's okay. Like, maybe, you're not as healed as you think you are. Like, this happens every day. And it tricks you into taking your mind back to a place where you're trying to get away from. And it is your mind playing tricks on you 100%. But it was very difficult. It hit me, I think, harder than I could ever have imagined because it was so unexpected. Mike doesn't have a history of mental health on social media. He's a stud. He was, everyone was like, why is he depressed? Why is he there?
He's got everything.
He's got everything. So it's totally out of the blue for everyone. No one stops me in the street more than to say how shocked they were by Mike's passing, first of all. And second of all, I think because I was still so close to teetering on the edge. And it is on the edge. And there is a sort of buzz about it. And it sounds really effed up, but there is a buzz about like, part of like there's a glamorization almost about it.
Well, there's a TV show about it that the youth of today are watching, and that's kind of, I'm not saying that's responsible, but it's tapped into that, I think, a little bit. Yeah. And it's not as tragic. It's awful.
It's so bad.
Professor Brian Cox always goes on about the millionth to one chance of ever even having life. It's like how we're so lucky, the fact that we're so near the sun, and that we've got totally. And we're on this planet.
And not just that. Listen, I think there was like a 10 billion to one chance that you weren't born an ant.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that we're human beings.
Yeah, we have to remind ourselves of how lucky we are.
Definitely.
And, a bill that's getting you down, or I'm not saying that anyone does it over a bill, but some
they do.
of the...
People do. People all the time financially commit suicide over debt problems. There was a story, I think yesterday in The Sun, a man stabbed his wife because he'd lost his job.
Wow.
Stabbed his wife in the neck because he couldn't cope with the fact that he'd lost his job. And it's like that, we are getting to the stage now where this is people are losing their lives over things they shouldn't be losing their lives over.
Humans need to stop and fucking look at themselves a little bit.
And it is about taking responsibility. It really is. Because everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes. There is nothing, though, more empowering than when you go,
yeah,
I did it. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I totally fucked up.
And actually enjoy the journey of trying to get it, make it better.
And especially,
grow.
And with debt as well, I think debt's one of the worst things that all death is wasted, but death over finance is so wasted because, nothing about something that prints and comes off of a tree should be able to kill you. Every person you owe money to won't kill you. There is always a way out.
Always.
And with debt, I know because I've been in debt. It's crazy. It's like an elephant on top of your head. You can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't breathe, you can't think. But the minute you phone your bank or you phone the IVA people, you phone something and you let it out and they go, we're going to help you. Oh my God, that's the day your life begins.
Yeah.
So you've got to just do some Googling.
But that's the same with drugs or drink. The minute you admit the problem, you can get over that.
And you have to help yourself. Like, there's no point saying, a lot of people go, I've got a problem with drugs, and then they don't do anything about it. Nobody can help you. And it's funny, I've been recently watching the sort of sagas of Katie Price play out, and I'm really genuinely worried about her. Every day I wake up, I'm surprised that she's passed away.
Really?
Oh my God. She's spiraling to a point where if she does go, the whole country is going to do a Jade and be like, what a wonderful woman. And
how do we stop this?
Well, this is the point. We can't. She must.
Yeah.
But also I do think that her friends and her family should be more involved. Her kids missed the first day of school because she took them over to Turkey with the new boyfriend and all this and da-da. Like it's this, everything that's happening is just not good.
Yeah.
But she has to take responsibility as well.
Yeah.
And it's really, you cannot help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. You can't.
She's fabulous. She needs to remember that.
She's Katie frickin' Price.
Yeah, man.
She's been on the scene longer than all of us put together.
I mean, business savvy.
Right? And I just think she's totally lost her way.
Yeah.
And she's had terrible management. She's had terrible friends. She had terrible men in her life. Bar, I think Peter was probably quite a decent guy, but I think the rest of them probably didn't treat her very well because she ultimately didn't love herself, and so she attracted these people.
But she's done so much for her son as well, and the Harvey's Law and all of that.
God, so much.
She's
but she's getting to
she's maybe lost her strength a bit, and she needs to find it again.
She needs to find her strength.
And where did you find your strength?
Through ownership and responsibility, and the minute you stop making excuses and playing the victim, the minute you can start building your strength. Because you can't build your strength when you're going, you did that to me, and I didn't deserve that, and oh no, it's your fault. You don't build any strength. You don't get strength from blame. You get strength from owning your shit and going, soz, really, really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I wasn't a nice person. I wasn't in a good place. I'm sorry. Then you can build your strength. And for me, it was every single, again, I said it before, being positively selfish. Saying no to anything I didn't want to do. I don't want to go and sit in a room with people that I knew were slagging me off behind my back. I didn't want to go to family functions where I knew members of my family were being judgmental a-holes, and I just didn't want to deal. I didn't want to have to explain myself over and over again to a million people around a dinner table.
Well, you can cut out the toxic again, can't you? Like, people don't do it. I don't know why they don't do it.
Cut it out of your life. Anybody that's toxic, everybody says blood's thicker than water. I don't buy that for 1 minute. If there's somebody in your life, family member or friend, that is toxic, cut them out.
And
like
you know
cancer.
who they are because they make you feel shit.
They make you feel like shit.
Yeah.
And nobody has the right to make you feel like shit. Nobody. Doesn't matter. They may have given birth to you. They may have raised you. They do not have the right to make you feel like a piece of shit. Nobody does. So stop giving them that power.
Yeah.
And the minute you cut it off and make a decision that no, that is not going to happen, you then can build your strength. But you can't build your strength when everyone's shitting on you every single minute of every single day.
Yeah.
And then you're believing it. And then you're turning it around and blaming it on them.
Yeah.
Cut it off. Cut the cord. And then really start working on yourself. It's the little things. I used to, when I was at my absolute lowest, I cut everything off. Everything was done. And my daily routine consisted of waking up. It's all a bit of a blur, actually. I don't really remember because it was all I was very poorly. But the things I remember is that I would walk my dog every day and I would have a daily bubble bath.
Oh, right.
Every single day.
Yeah. And that's like going back to basics. It's like literally just cuts all the complicated shit out.
Everything was gone.
Yeah.
Everything was gone. I didn't answer the phone. I had, my good friend Annie lived around the corner from me, so she was always checking up on me, making sure I was okay. But apart from that, I just didn't deal. I needed to build my strength. And also I needed to learn how to articulate what happened. I'd just been through a massive trauma that I couldn't work out how to explain. I couldn't work it out. Because there was, this person saying I was a horrible person, and this person saying I was this, and this, and I'm sitting there thinking, is it true? And am I a horrible person? And should I be this? And I had to process it in my head about what had just happened, and I couldn't do that with everybody else's opinion on it. So,
and everyone's got an opinion.
Everyone's got an opinion. So I had my daily bubble bath, and I think if you have anxiety, what you don't realise is when you're anxious is that even if we're chatting now, every single muscle in your body will be tense. Because that's how it makes you survival.
Yeah.
So I'd have a bubble bath, and even if it was for 20 minutes, the heat would force my muscles to relax.
Wow, yeah.
Would force it.
Yeah.
So instantly, my muscles would get a respite from the tenseness of daily life.
Yeah.
So that in 20 minutes was enough in itself for my muscles to go, thank you, Jesus. I then would watch only comedies, only fun stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing that would put me in any kind of way.
Don't look at the fucking news then.
No, never. No. Literally, I watched a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right.
A hell of a lot. I watched a lot of Friends. I watched a lot of fun comedy movies. Nothing that would make me cry.
Yeah.
Nothing that would make me emotional. Couldn't bring myself to watch things like Lion King. I definitely would have topped me over the edge. But only funny films. Because I was too fragile to even put myself in any kind of space apart from mind-numbingly funny, calm, good, positive.
Is there a good, funny film that you recommend for anyone feeling like this now?
Oh, gosh. Let me think. There's so many. Or I just go onto Netflix and I go under TV, under film, and then go under comedies. And so I was watching just really crappy ones as well that are really bad. Like I love like a Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Obsessed with Legally Blonde. Like it's amazing and it's really actually empowering.
And that's quite empowering, yeah. Really empowering. It really is.
Really
like
good.
Working Girl, have you ever seen that?
Yeah, fantastic.
I love that movie.
And just like anything, even fun, like there was, I think it was Robin Williams one, it was called like RV. And it was basically him and his family in the RV and they get in this like typical American, they drive through a forest instead of the wrong way. And it's just bonkers.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to think.
Yeah.
I didn't have to engage. And I knew that nothing bad was going to happen. So I could then give my brain a bit of a respite because the overthinking this, when you're depressed and you're anxious and you're overthinking everything. So to force yourself into giving yourself a bit of a break by doing those techniques. And every day, I mean, we're talking maybe 1%, but every single day it's 1% and 2% and 3%, and it's slowly.
And it's growth, and you eventually get somewhere out of that.
Yeah,
and then you fly.
And then you fly. And it is the same. You have to remember, again, when you have mental health, you have to remember that without fail, in the history of this planet, after winter, spring.
Yeah.
You have to remember that is what fundamentally the law of this planet.
Yeah.
Nothing is permanent.
Yeah. Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
And when you get to rock bottom, if you can just hold on, and I held on by the skin of my teeth, but I made it, and I made it over, and now I feel like I'm in spring.
And you're starting to fly again.
Yeah, and I do, and I feel, that. And I've never felt better about myself. I've never liked myself as much as I do, because I own my shit now rather than play the victim all the time.
Yeah.
I'm kinder. I'm more empathetic. I realise the important things in life, which are family, friends, community, non-toxic people.
You're bloody good on a podcast.
I mean, who knows?
For these tips that you do, just say how they see them again at
Instagram at Lady Nadia Essex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow for more of this.
Yeah.
Because I've got to wrap this up now, as much as I don't want to. And I have to say, this is my 20th episode.
Oh, congratulations!
And I was looking for something really good for my 20th, and it's been brilliant.
Oh,
I've really enjoyed it. I want to talk to you more.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I've already been here about 5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's now officially dark. I mean, I don't know what's happened.
But thank you so much. I never intended to be this long.
Thank you. Well,
I
thank
do appreciate
you.
it.
No, I'll take that as a compliment.
No, honestly, it's been brilliant.
In and out.
Yeah, thank you so much. And follow us as well at Show Love UK or on Facebook, Show Love Podcast. Thank you very much.
Bye.
That's it for now. Love you for listening. And don't forget to show love. Thank you to Ollie Trevors for Saucy Naughty Rubbish and Danny Wright for staying in. Both doing gigs right now, so please check them out. Thank you to Alex McCardle for sound and edits. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook at Show Love UK. And if you want to join the conversation, please join the group Show Love Podcast on Facebook. Thank you.
Let's plan it all in my head. Procrastination, self-stimulation, instant gratification. I'm self-medicating, therapists recommending more meditating, wasted education. I need more admiration, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I'm staying in. Calm down with me, repeat it on channel 3. I watch it cause I'm feeling hungry. Try and shift the mood, so I order Chinese food. Said fuck it, just keep the change, dude. Finance situation, spent on dedication. Dreams of Wembley Stadium and my name carved in